Good morning, everybody. Uneducated economist here. So it is really raining hard outside right now. Hope it doesn't mess the video up too much. I cannot stop thinking about negative interest rates. I think about what it's going to do to mortgages, what it's going to do to car loans, what is it going to do to, credit cards, and what is the average everyday person going to do with their bank? What are they going to do with their paycheck? Are they going to go down and put their paycheck in the bank knowing that they're going to be at risk of losing some of it to a negative interest rate? What is the average saver going to be like in a negative interest rate world? Because if you think about it, most people probably don't have a whole lot of money left over at the end of the month. And to save $50 from one month to the next is probably not the easiest task. And so in a negative interest rate world where you are at risk of losing some of your money to a negative interest rate when you deposit it down at the bank, means that you're most likely not going to want to put any money in the bank. So if you are a well-disciplined, good credit, pay your bills on time type of person, I would envision that in a negative interest rate world, you would be using credit cards. See, even if your credit cards don't pay anything back, you can spend money on a credit card, and if you're well-disciplined and keep track of how much you're spending, at the end of the month, you can take your paycheck and go down and buy and pay off your credit cards and be done with it and start the whole process over again, never once having your money tied up in the banking system, losing it to a negative interest rate. But seeing as how credit cards right now for a well-disciplined, good credit, pay your bills on time type of person pays you a reward, a cashback reward on a lot of these cards, I can only assume that that cashback reward that credit cards offer will become more prevalent in the future. And that if you're a well-disciplined, good credit, pay your bills on time type of person, you're going to have access to even more cashback rewards as these cards probably go across the board for 5% interest or maybe even more interest rate return. So now the saver, who typically would count their money very closely, pay their bills on time, make sure that they hold on to every dime they got, can do the same thing, but only with a credit card and reap the rewards for doing that. Because you think about it, in a negative interest rate world, if mortgages go negative, where you can literally take out a loan and pay back less than what you borrow over time, does this seem like it's a profitable thing for a bank? I mean, in this environment, do you think that a bank is going to be just willy-nilly handing out these loans to just anybody? Or are they going to make sure they hand them out to a well-disciplined, good credit, pay your bills on time type of person? Banks are already complaining about interest rates being as low as they are, cutting into their profits. In a negative interest rate world, the amount of profit that they can make from a loan is gone. Now, sure, they could package up those loans and sell it off if somebody's willing to take a risk in buying a negative yielding loan, which, we're in a negative interest rate world, so it is very well possible. But do you think that bank is really going to be so willing to just hand these loans out? Or do you think they might be handing out these loans to people who have a substantial down payment? People who are well-disciplined. People who pay their bills on time. See, this is where I see the negative interest rate world going to. See, I thought about it. It was like, why is Trump asking for zero interest rates? Why is he asking for negative interest rates? It's not, to me, like intuitively, when you think instinctually, interest rates should be positive. You should be paid to loan out money. You shouldn't be paid to borrow money. It doesn't make sense to do that. But when you have an extreme world with debts as crazy as they are, and you need to stimulate the economy, you might want to do it through the people who are well-disciplined, with good credit, who pay their bills on time. Now I start to understand why Judy Shelton is his choice for the Fed. Because she believes in disciplined people, paying their bills on time, good credit. She believes in a strong dollar, although we're not in an environment where we can have a strong dollar. Why are banks wanting to hold gold? It's because holding on to the interest rate bearing debt of bonds is not profitable. And it's actually starting to turn negative. You see what's happening here, guys? Negative interest rates could be a positive sign for the disciplined. Uneducated economist. You guys let me know.